Very good evening. You're watching the Hard Facts. I'm Akanksha Swaroop. The Tamil Nadu versus Centre language war over the national education policy and its three-language formula, which the southern state views as imposition of Hindi, have now exploded inside and outside the parliament today, with Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan criticizing the DMK. He has accused the party of being dishonest, of playing divisionary politics, mischief and even ruining the future of the students of Tamil Nadu. And angry MK Stalin has in fact been quick to respond on X. He even told Mr. Pradhan to mind his words and tongue. He tagged the Prime Minister. Stalin in fact demanded that the Education Minister should be disciplined. Now the row over Hindi imposition, a sensitive topic in the south and particularly in Tamil Nadu, where violent anti-Hindi riots had broken out in the 1960s and which has always been opposed to the language being foisted on it, has re-erupted with the Bharatiya Janata Party pushing its new education policy. The DMK of course argues that Tamil Nadu has flourished with a two-language system, which is Tamil and English, and sees no need for a third language at all. So is it now time to change history, and is there a need for it at all to even change this new policy? But of course that's not all, as DMK MPs have also staged a walkout today in the Rajya Sabha. They are demanding a discussion also on fair delimitation in Tamil Nadu. The Union Health Minister JP Nadu was quick to condemn the opposition over its misuse of notices under Rule 267. Now he claims that this is a vicious design by the opposition to give an impression that the government did not want to enter a debate or even answer any questions on this issue. And we'll be posing this to our guests in just a bit, if the discussions on delimitation or the NEP are justified and what is the government doing about it.
The honorable member who raised the question, she also came to see me with honorable Education Minister of Tamil Nadu. They agreed, they went back, they have a U-turn. It is their problem.
He calls us uncivilized. Are these unparliamentary words, and is the minister, especially the Minister of Education, should he be using words like this? Calling an elected Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, isn't this insulting the people of Tamil Nadu?
We will not accept not only the three-language formula, the other things also are there. So I think every state need not go behind the union government. Whatever the decision they take and implement, we run behind them, and getting money means we are not going with begging bowls.
Once they say third language, the third language inevitably will be Hindi. They will say that Tamil Nadu does not have adequate Hindi teachers. So since we are funding it, we will send Hindi teachers from the north of India, and these Hindi teachers will come and distort our culture.
किसी भी मंदिर में चले जाइए, तमिल के मंदिर में चले जाइए, तेलुगु के मंदिर में चले जाइए, कन्नड़ के मंदिर में चले जाइए, सभी जगह संस्कृत में ही पूजा होता है। चुनाव हारने के डर से ये न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का विरोध कर रहे हैं।
Let me introduce our guests today. I'm joined in by Rohan Gupta, who is the spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Pula Rao, who is a political analyst, Chainika Unyal, who is a spokesperson for the Congress Party, and Rajat Sethi, who is a political analyst. Mr. Rao, of course, I'm going to need you to set the tone for the discussion today, which is why I want to ask you, if exactly a year ago, on 15th of March in 2024, if MK Stalin gave an undertaking that they are willing to sign up for the MOU, and in fact even returned an MOU draft back in August of that very year, where they had removed a very key paragraph as far as the NEP policy is concerned. So who is now the liar? Is this going to be Dharmendra Pradhan who is going to be the liar, or MK Stalin? Is not Mr. Pradhan justified when he is attacking Stalin for the U-turn that his government is making?
Is this the way? I only ask you one thing. Have you ever heard in your career a central minister speak like this? He's a liar. You're uncivilized. I haven't. Even the worst discourses in parliament against each other, they have not said these things. I am very, very surprised. This is not the way to get things done. Forget the issue. There are bound to be differences between a state and center. It's nothing great. There are different political parties. They have different philosophies. It's a federal state. It's a federal country, rather. And you have to handle these things very gingerly. You see, let me tell you, our federal government rules India, but it doesn't rule the territory directly. It uses the states, and the states and center have to work together. What is this? It is unparliamentary. The speaker has a list of phrases. They have compilation of phrases, and uncivilized is one of them. Uncivilized. Is he a minister for education, or any minister should always try to win over the opposition? You're right. I'm wrong. Then is this a court? Is he a prosecuting attorney or an advocate general who's making arguments? No. He's a minister for education, has a huge budget. He wants to get ahead. No room for diplomacy, negotiation, calling him over, discussing.
I beg to differ
I have only
there.
one point.
As far as diplomacy and negotiation is concerned, I think the timeline in itself has been testimony to it. I just referred to what happened on 15th of March 2024.
One small point.
It was MK Stalin's government and the DMK which showed the willingness to sign that MOU.
No. Yeah, you
So
can't.
there has been ample scope of negotiation.
No, if that is what happened, if, you don't say he came, he agreed, now it's a lie, you should say we'll discuss. How did the GST, 29 states come together unanimously? How did they do it? There has to be infinite patience and forget the issue. I definitely have everywhere. Just cross the line.
All right, let me now bring in Rohan Gupta. Rohan Gupta, Dharmendra Pradhan being attacked for using unparliamentary language. We appreciate that one of the words that was used today was expunged, but was this actually uncivil? What has the BJP got to say?
See, basically, if you see the complete row, Akanksha, from the time it has started, the way Sanskrit was being, insulted by Stalin, and the way the objective is, the elections are coming, and the government has completely failed in the promises made to the people of the state. So obviously, they have to divert the attention. See, the Tamil respect doesn't mean that you disrespect Sanskrit. There is no point in him attacking Sanskrit. We know that Sanskrit and Tamil go hand in hand. This is one country. Why to divide South versus North when the elections come? I think this is a serious systematic approach of these state governments who have completely failed in their governments to divert the attention and bring this North versus South divide, which is dangerous for the country. I think this is a very, very dangerous trend. Whenever elections come, you just divide states out of states. And the opposition leader, one of the leaders, they always state that we are union of states and there is a fight in between. I think this is a dangerous
I want to ask you this very question, that is this not a matter of political opportunism when you had the remaining budget session in August, you had a monsoon session, you had the winter session. None of these three sessions were utilized by the DMK government to raise the issue of NEP 2020. Why wake up now?
That's what I'm saying. This is height of opportunism. This is precisely,
have no timeline.
Let's listen into what Pulara has to say.
There's no timeline. Why did you raise it now? I heard what Mr. Gupta said. It's political. It's bad governance. That will have consequences if he is correct. Should they keep quiet? I firmly believe a state government can raise these issues any time. It's not a court that you have to move motions. A delimitation. It's a hot issue. Everybody's mind. National education policy and Hindi is a very big issue in Tamil Nadu for the last 70 years. And therefore, I don't find anything wrong in them raising it. All I'm saying is, some things a central minister should have. Why are the other ministers not having
I think
this
it is time. It is time to answer the question that who is actually, delving or dabbling into divisive politics. Who is responsible for imposition over here? Was it DMK which was imposing two languages so far, and is it actually the BJP? which is now suggesting a third language which is optional, but and is being accused of imposition. But I'm going to bring in the Congress spokesperson over here, Chainika Unyal. Chainika, thank you for so patiently awaiting your turn. But you know, I was rather disturbed by what Karti Chidambaram had to say. I think it reeks of divisive politics when you say that you will be bringing Hindi teachers from North India who will distort our culture, and this is going to be RSS ploy, who will teach that Godse was a hero and Gandhi was a villain. But why, you know, talk, even if there are teachers being sent from Northern India, what's the harm?
See, first I would like to say that the government should understand India is not a centralized power. It has a federal structure where each state has its own unique requirements and demands. So it's not unusual for a state government to holding different opinion or on various issues. It happened earlier also when Congress was in center power. So if there are differences, then the duty of central government is to recognize these differences and work toward the finding a balanced solution. And in democracy, you see, opposition has all right to voice its disagreements. But labeling someone as undemocratic or uncivilized solely because they have different opinion.
No, but I want to ask you, who is labeling?
Undemocratic approach also.
Who is labeling?
Regarding the language, if you are saying, regarding the language you are saying.
If Karti Chidambaram is afraid that teachers will be sent from Northern India, what India are we talking about? Where we are constantly demarcating the country between North and South.
It's not about the North
this
and
Dravidian model of education
which kind of ideology
about eulogizing the divide between the North and the South?
See, one thing you need to understand, you are basically trying to capture the minds of the people from the certain kind of ideology. If you are very, I want to ask one question from the Rohan Gupta here. If they are very, very serious about the Hindi or the Sanskrit, let's take the Hindi. It's also a mother tongue. It's my mother tongue. Okay? It's my mother tongue. There is a department in DU which is called Hindi Madhyam Karyanvan Nideshalaya. Okay? That department used to publish quality Hindi medium books for the students. Let's ask them. In last 10 years, how many Hindi medium books have been published by this department for the Hindi medium student? If they are very serious about the medium, they are not. They are doing politics on the name of the language.
Rohan, let's also listen to what he has to say, Rohan.
Akanksha, this is the point. She is completely diverting the topic right now. The debate here is dividing between North and South. It is not about Hindi or it is not about Tamil. The kind of narrative they are trying to. Please, I never spoke in between
North and South.
Please let me complete.
In today's day and age, what should be the ideology? Should it not be about promoting multilingualistic culture in the country?
This is about India.
Chainika, I want to ask you this. And should it not be left to the students to decide what they want to choose instead of playing politics over it, whether it is the DMK or the BJP leading the center?
There is no point in playing politics. That's what I'm saying.
Then why has your own party, which is governing Himachal and Karnataka, opted for the NEP of 2020? Why? Tell me something, Chainika, why has Karnataka opted for the
on point of view, on specific requirements?
All right.
Opinion. If the the state government and central governments have the difference of opinion, the central government should have courage to.
All right, Rajat Sethi, I think I have exposed the hypocrisy of the opposition today. Let me bring you in. Chainika, thank you for making that point, but you've still not been able to explain why Karnataka has opted for NEP 2020 or even your own Himachal Pradesh where you are governing. Rajat Sethi, I think, you know, is this not a classist, elitist mindset where a certain section of students in Tamil Nadu who are studying in, coming from affluent families, are studying in private schools, are being given that access to choose Hindi or not, or have an option of third language. But when it comes to these students of government schools? Why shouldn't they have that option?
See, exactly. I mean, I feel sorry that the 21st century India, largely young India, aspiring to go up and lead and become a Vishwaguru of the world, is still debating on language issues which are 60, 70-year-old issues when artificial intelligence is taking over, when you need to start prepping up and start designing large language models around Tamil language. If you have to save Hindi or Tamil or Sanskrit, you should be putting in your efforts behind artificial intelligence. That is a more foolproof way than worrying about what NCERT book is going to say and do. See, this is the problem. The problem is not about saving Tamil or saving Hindi and talking apolitical completely. I'm not talking on BJP, DMK, Congress line. All I'm saying is that these politicians have the nefarious interest of only winning elections. All these years, in 2021, we saw NEET became a do or die kind of an issue in the state of Tamil Nadu. The entire state was pushed into this ruckus around NEET. Nothing happened. Today, has any policy step happened around NEET? Nothing at all. Let me tell you one more thing. You know, this Hindi, opposition to Hindi becomes opposition to North India in the state. You know what happened in Tirupur? In Tirupur, which is one of the biggest hubs of textile manufacturing in our country, all the Bihari population which was working in those textile industries had to flee that state overnight. I have met people in Coimbatore and in Tirupur, all these, industry owners, they are repenting that if we keep fighting on these zero-sum problems, we will never advance forward. And now they are not able to attract back labor. Labor doesn't want to go there because they feel that if they go there, they will be attacked and be persecuted. Why should they go there? See, and now Tamil Nadu already has serious problems. Samsung strike just got over. You are one of the states which the entire world is looking up to. Can't you for once come up with progressive politics?
I think you've made some very valid points, and Pulara, I want you to come in on this. And while you answer that, also answer if what Dharmendra Pradhan has said today is being regarded as disrespect for the people of Tamil Nadu, then the defacing of all the Hindi signage, was that not disrespect for the entire nation?
Very nice. I heard what Mr. Rajat said. Language is a very critical issue. Today, the ongoing wars and standoffs, Spain, Spanish and Basque going on. Canada, Quebec has gone search what Quebec has done.
Then by that logic, Pulara, do you admit that the defacing of Hindi signages is also disrespect to the entire nation?
A law and order problem. It's not everybody went and did it.
No, it's not about law and order. Let's call a spade a spade. It happened under the government which is opposing Hindi.
No, I don't. But I want to ask you, should a if any of these friends here say, have they heard a central minister speak like this in the last 20 years? I haven't. And his remarks are expunged. Usually it's the opposition MPs whose remarks are expunged. This has gone beyond the line. He will not be in a position unless he steps down from his high horse and negotiates. Who asks him? He is a minister of the government of India, sworn in under the constitution. It is not some private limited company.
You know, I would have appreciated if you would have shown the same kind of, fervor to actually admonish what happened in Tamil Nadu, and those Hindi signages were also being defaced. Because I think if we are living in a country which appreciates and respects our diversities, and diversity not just for a particular language, all languages, that includes our regional languages and the mother tongue as well, then perhaps also be equally honest in condemning these acts. And I would have appreciated it if MK Stalin would have stepped out as well. Rohan Gupta, I want to bring you in on the issue of delimitation. Now, we've seen that Mr. JP Nadda also condemned the opposition. He said that, under the notice or garb of 267, they are using this to project an image that the government doesn't want to answer questions, that we are not inclined to engage in a debate when it comes to the issue of, fair delimitation in the state of Tamil Nadu. But then why not answer questions? Why not answer? And why not perhaps ward off those fears which are about whether this delimitation will be on pro rata based on the seats or the population?
See, again, Akanksha, there are laid down, guidelines as far as delimitation is concerned in our constitution. It's a clear-cut guideline that what is the population and how the number of seats will be divided. This is again they are using as North versus South. They are not even, they don't want to, they have always sworn in the name of Constitution. They have taken the copy of
But
Constitution.
here's where
But
I'll
when
say
it
that
comes
there
to,
has been no clear-cut remark coming in from either the Union Home Minister or any of the Home Ministers or the Prime Minister himself.
again, there is a clear-cut laid down process. Delimitation has a time, and the guidelines are clearly written. The notifications will come. What process will be followed? But again, they are making it a political issue that number of seats will be reduced in South. That is not the case. Whenever delimitation process happens, there is a due process which is laid down, and that process needs to be followed. We will follow that. But again, I am coming to the core issue, Akanksha, whether it is a language issue or delimitation issue. The basic objective of the opposition party is to create ruckus and make it a political issue. Divide North versus South, question government on delimitation, and all the points, if you see, they are questioning the Constitution. So I am raising the larger point here. Since the government has miserably failed on ground, it is their compulsion to divert issues from the core issues with which the people of Tamil Nadu are facing.
Pular,
That is the core
I want to
objective
bring
here.
you in on that
Wait
bit.
away.
Okay.
Mr. Gupta, what was the 42nd constitutional amendment? What is the 84th constitutional amendment? Those were the guidelines we want. We want the same guidelines of 84th constitutional amendment passed during Vajpayee's time. Rotation of seats, freezing the number. Somewhere
Okay,
those are the guidelines. To Akaksha, prorata of population is the same thing. I think it was a misspoken by Sri Amit Shah ji when he said everything will be fair, there will be no less seats. Prorata. Prorata means based on the population, which according to the 84th amendment, it is against it. Please remember that. We have, people say it's very fair. It is not fair in a country like ours because of various reasons. We are not a homogeneous population speaking Mandarin or Japanese like the Chinese and Japanese. There's various problems here. And therefore, I just remind my friend, 84th constitutional amendment was passed by Vajpayee. And we hope that similar amendment will be attached to the Delimitation Act.
Rajat Sethi, how do you respond to fears that the southern states will be losing seats just because they have followed, population control measures?
This is as bizarre as it gets now. It has been almost 25 years since this delimitation exercise has been postponed. It is for that reason, because politicians of all hues and colors appreciate this problem. Nobody is trying to thrust it. But the real problem of divisive attitude is what Dr. Pulla Rao just said. He's trying to give examples of Barcelona. He's trying to give examples of Quebec, where secessionist movements are going on. Is he trying to say and echo the voice of a former chief minister who said that we should think about United States of South India? This is an open question to you. Of course, representation should not go. And do you understand what prorata means? Prorata means that in the proportion that Tamil Nadu has in the current Lok Sabha seat, that proportion will remain intact. This constitution is not cast in stone. Sir, allow me a minute. Allow me a minute, sir. Sir, allow me a minute. This constitution is not cast in stone. Our constitution makers were mindful that there will be events in the future which might require it to be amended. Let us all come together. Let's not do politics on such issues. Talk about it write about op-ed, write about articles. I mean, come on. The real problem here is that none of the politicians in South India as we speak today have till now condemned either what DK Shivkumar's brother has said or what the former Chief Minister of Telangana has said when he talked about United States of South India. They say, this politician of Karnataka says that we don't have any problem with Pakistan. It is a North India problem. This is the deep secessionist attitude, mindset, which needs to be nipped in the bud. And there cannot be two ways about it. What Pulla Rao ji just said, he was mentioning Quebec, he was mentioning parts of Ukraine, all the areas where secessionist movements are going on. Is he through this statement trying to say that secessionism is not in India? Why did you bring out that movement otherwise? See, the answer is simple. Do not try to politicize every single issue just around the time of election. If you want to have healthy debates, do it at the right platforms, right forums. Pick the right issues, take it to the logical conclusion. Why did Tamil Nadu not take NEP to the logical conclusion till now? Do you have an answer? No, because it's only around the time of election that you will raise these issues and try and color people's mind.
Okay, let's listen to what Pulla Rao has to say. Pulla Rao, I give you a quick 1 minute for rebuttal.
1 second. There were 400 non-South Indian MPs. Did one speak in a South Indian language? They were eloquent, very eloquent. One of them, had they spoken today, that I wouldn't want to mention name, Dubey, the education, nothing. Nothing. It shows to us, number one.
Even the
Number
Prime
two,
Minister, whenever he goes to Tamil Nadu, he
number
attempts
two.
speaking in Tamil.
Let me talk, please. Number two, I only say language is a sensitive issue. That's all I say. Three, if some random politician, MP, MLA says something, who cares?
No, I'm not
We are
talking
now
about.
talking about
We are
the
not
chief
talking about
minister,
random
sir.
MLAs.
He is the
Kulara.
politician.
I want to
Random
ask you,
MLA.
why
He's not
would
a
you
random
not?
politician.
Why would you not give the centre credit when the centre comes up with the decision
Right.
to conduct CAPF exams in 13 regional languages, including Tamil? Why can't MK Stalin also now proceed
can't they
with
call him
a similar
nicely?
decision for engineering and
agree.
medical papers?
I agree with Mr. Rajat Sethi. They should sit together. I agree. They should sit together. That's what I've been saying from the start of this debate. It is up to the government of India to say, let us see, is there any common ground before we abruptly cut off each other? That's what I say.
I want
call him.
to ask Chainika also. Chainika, you still not answered my question about what prompted these decisions from Karnataka and Himachal Pradesh to opt for the NEP 2020. What was it?
I already told you, but I don't know, you didn't get it. I said that each state has its own unique requirements and demands. So
No, but
if
that's a
Tamil
very
Nadu
vague
is having-
response.
if
Very
Tamil
vague
Nadu government
response.
is having,
Every
please
state
let me
has a
complete.
unique response, unique
Please
requirement.
let me complete,
Yes,
na.
please, let's
Please
come
let
up
me
with
complete. If
facts.
you want, you don't give me the chance to complete my words.
Go
Then
ahead.
how it's going to be a debate, huh?
Go ahead.
If you are asking something, let me give the chance to answer the question. You may be disagree with my opinion. You may say that I haven't answered your question. That is your opinion, but I'm answering. I'm trying to explain myself. If Karnataka government or the Himachal government or other government is thinking the NEP is feasible for them, then that's their opinion, na? If Tamil Nadu government is having some different opinion, so the central government should have sit together with the government, state government, and try to find out some kind of balanced solution for
What
that.
else has the centre been doing so far? Rohan Gupta, come here and answer that. When Kasturi Rangan actually went on to say that no language is being imposed, multilingual flexibility is still the basis for the new NEP 2020. And here the lady is not even being able to describe to me or justify why her own party ruled states have opted for the NEP 2020, but is saying that DMK is justified. Chainika, you've not given
That's
me
what
any
I'm
facts.
saying.
I want to hear it from Rohan Gupta now.
Akanksha, when you raise the issues where you don't have the logic, but it is your political compulsion to raise the issue because of the election, this kind of contradictions will happen. And that is what we are seeing. You are asking very simple question, but there is no answer because there is contradiction. Because the basic objective here is not the logic behind the point. It is about the politics behind that point. That is what they are dividing north versus south. Why it is required? The kind of statement if you see from the Congress MP, I don't think so this is called for. You have to unite the country. You can raise the issue. You can raise all these issues in a normal phase.
No, because
not at the
Chainika,
time
you've
of
been
election.
talking.
Why you have
I want to
debate
go back to
Sanskrit for
Chainika.
Tamil?
You said that, there should be space and room for discussion and that negotiations should be there, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And hasn't that been happening for over a year? This after MK Stalin gave a nod himself. There was a draft MOU which was sent back to the centre in July of 2024, where he removed a key paragraph from NEP 2020. And then there is this blame game that Dharmendra Pradhan is lying. Dharmendra Pradhan says that DMK is lying, that Stalin is lying. I don't understand. Why is this becoming an ethical or a moral debate where it's very simple?
See, if still I'm saying that if the Tamil Nadu government is still having some issue, then there should be a debate, there should be a balanced solution for that rather than blaming them.
All right,
Blaming
Rajat
each other.
Sethi,
Okay.
let's
And
quickly...
second thing, one more thing. Continuously we are talking about the multi-language, and we are saying that we are proposing the different kind of exams in multi-language. But you see what we are offering the students in multi-language. Are we publishing any kind of books for them? Is there any kind of publication you are seeing?
Okay, I'm running
different
short of
languages?
time. Thank you for sharing those views. Let me quickly now come to Rajat Sethi. I'd like to have your closing thoughts now before I move over to my next discussion.
Akanksha, I hope and pray that our nation, which is confronted by orders of problems which are much bigger, the locus is outside our country. We are in this massive technological fight with all the key stakeholders now leaving us behind. We need to be ready, be prepared for, and have our focus on those problems. These problems are of stone age. It do not belong to the current age. If any government, be it Hindi ruling government or Tamil ruling government or Telugu ruling governments, they need to start investing in technological means, innovative means, instead of fighting over textbooks of NCRT. That's my humble suggestion. I hope Chief Minister Stalin builds an LLM model in Tamil, rolls it out so that we people from North India can also learn Tamil at our ease.
Oh,
Please do it.
Absolutely. And as the UGC said, that focus on spreading awareness about the new education policy among students and teachers rather than politicizing it. Many thanks to you all.